Welcome to the channel Motabase. Today our subject of discussion is another painting defect in automobiles, motorcycles, and scooters, and that is low gloss. We shall be talking about definition of low gloss and its photograph, low gloss technical explanation, causes and countermeasure, summary. The another aspect of low gloss that is useful purpose and application, repair method, and finally, introduction to the next topic. As you can see in these three photographs, low gloss is refers to a reduced level of surface reflectivity or sheen of the paint film, resulting in a matte, satin, or semi-gloss appearance instead of high mirror-like shine. What is gloss? Gloss is a measure of specular reflection, that is, the amount of light reflected from a painted surface at a specific angle, commonly at 60 degrees or 20 degrees, using a gloss meter. Low gloss coatings intentionally scatter light due to surface micro roughness or matting agents such as silica or wax additive that diffuse reflection. Low gloss is quantitatively defined by glass meter readings. For example, high gloss, that is more than glass unit 70 glass units, semi-gloss or satin finish, that is 30 to 70 glass units, low gloss or matte finish, that is less than 30 glass units, often 5 to 20 glass units, depending upon OEM specification. In this case, glass meter is used, which is a scientific instrument used to measure the glass level of a painted or coated surface. It quantifies how much light is reflected from a surface at a specific angle, giving an objective glass value instead of relying on visual judgment. What are the causes and countermeasures of low gloss? Number one is incorrect or cheap thinner usage. That is, using a thinner with a wrong evaporation rate, which alters solvent balance, leading to poor flow, improper film formation, and dull surface. It is recommended to use manufacturer's recommended thinner with correct solvent blend and evaporation rate suitable for both temperature and humidity, and maintain viscosity within specified range using Ford cup 20 to 25 seconds at 25 degrees centigrade. Number two probable cause is poor holdout of undercoat, that is sinkage. Undercoat absorbs topcoat solvent or fails to provide a sealed surface, causing gloss loss due to surface sinking or differential absorption. Therefore, ensure proper undercoat curing and film build Check compatibility between primer surface and top coat, and maintain correct flash off time before top coat application. Third probable cause is surface contamination before painting, that is, oils, silicones, dust, or moistures prevent uniform fill formulation, causing uneven light reflection and dull patches. Therefore, implement rigorous pre-paint cleaning, solvent wipe, tag rag use, and ionized air flow. Maintain clean booth and avoid hand touching panels post cleaning. Number four probable cause is poor booth airflow, oblique overspray fallout. Inadequate extraction of air, always overspray mist to settle on wet paint surface, creating micro texture that scatters light and lowers gloss. Therefore, maintain booth airflow velocity at zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.5 meter per second. Clean and balance exhaust filter. Run booth purge and exhaust fans before and after painting. When extraction air exhaust in a spray booth is weak or insufficient, fine particles of overspray mist, tiny droplets of paint that do not react to the target surface, remain suspended in the booth air instead of being removed. These floating paint particles eventually settle onto the freshly painted, still wet surface, forming a microscopic, uneven layer or microstructure. Number two, run booth purge means operate the paint booth operate the paint booth's ventilation, that is, exhaust and intake system, to completely flush out contaminated air, including overspray mist, solvent vapors, and dust before and after painting. For fifth probable causes, poor drying conditions, that is, low temperature, high humidity, and combined with poor ventilation systems. Incomplete solvent evaporation and moisture condensation hinder polymer cross-linking, resulting in dull, undercure fill. Therefore, maintain specified curing or bake temperature, could be 100 degrees centigrade to 120 or even higher, and humidity less than 70%. Ensure adequate airflow in flash-off and bake zones. Calibrate curing oven thermometers regularly. The term polymer cross-linking refers to the chemical bonding of individual polymer chains with each other to form a three-dimensional network structure. Calibrate thermometers regularly means you must check and adjust your temperature measuring instruments like thermometers, infrared sensors, or temperature probes at regularly scheduled intervals to ensure they read the true temperatures accurately. Number six probable cause is over atomization, that is, higher air pressure and low viscosity. Excess atomization breaks paint into droplets too finely leading to dry spray and poor leveling, which reduces surface smoothness and gloss. Therefore, adjust spray gun's parameters, reduce air pressure, maintain optimal fluid flow, and check viscosity. Train painters on correct spray distance and overlap. Number 7 probable causes exposure to exhaust or industrial fumes during drying. That is, contaminants such as unburned hydrocarbons or sulfur compounds react with fresh paint film, dulling the surface chemically. Therefore, prevent exposure by isolating paint area from exhaust outlets and use filtered air supply and a positive booth pressure to prevent ingress of external fumes. The painting zones where paint is being sprayed or wet on wet surface should be physically and aerodynamically separated from areas where exhaust air exists to prevent contaminated or solvent-laden air from being drawn back onto the freshly painted surface. Number 8 probable causes foul atmosphere in low bake oven. Oily vapors, fuel residues, or recirculated air contaminants in the oven interfere with curing chemistry, reducing glass level. Therefore, ensure proper oven ventilation and maintenance of burners. Use clean filter air in circulation. Schedule routine cleaning of ducting and burners. Summary: most critical causes are incorrect thinner, poor holdout, surface contamination, poor airflow, and drying conditions, as they directly affect gloss formation and film cross-linking. Medium priority over atomization and atmospheric contamination issues, often secondary but still significant in glass control. Low priority, none in this list, all listed causes are operationally significant. The other side of low glass is that is its useful purpose and application. Low glass is used to reduce glare or achieve aesthetic contrast that, for example, bumpers, interior trims, instrument panels, or motorcycle chassis parts. It provides functional benefits such as improved scratch concealment, reduced fingerprint visibility, and enhanced texture feel. Coming to repair method of low gloss. To start with, number 1, surface hardening and restoration. Allow the coating film to fully cure under controlled temperatures and humidity conditions to achieve maximum surface hardness. Once hardened, restored surface luster using a fine grit polishing compound, silicone free if subsequent recoating is required. Thereafter, Perform polishing under moderate pressure with a clean foam or wool pad at 1200 to 1800 RPM until the desired gloss level is achieved. Number two, contaminations induce dullness. In this case, that is, if surface contamination, that is, oil, silicone, or moisture, is suspected, do not attempt mechanical polishing before decontamination. Ship defective coating to bare metal using an approved chemical remover or mechanical sanding system. Clean the substrate with a phosphoric acid-based metal conditioner to remove oxides and ensure a proper surface activation. And then rinse thoroughly with deionized water, dry completely, and reapply the full paint system, that is, pre-treatment, primer, top coat, and finally clear coat. In the third case, that is in case of low gloss caused by surface overspray. To start with, when the loss of gloss is caused by fine overspray particles fused into the surface, allow the film to cure completely. Then, wet sand the affected area using P1200 to P1500 abrasive paper under continuous clean water flow to level the microstructure. Follow with polishing compound to restore optical smoothness and surface reflection. In case of severe overspray cases, flat sand the full panel uniformly and respray the top coat or clear coat layer under optimized airflow and gun settings. With this, we conclude our today's discussion on the subject of the paint effect, that is low gloss. Please do drop your comments and share your experience to further improve the contents of this channel. Your feedback matters. Our next rapper, our next topic related to the paint effect is known as mottling, that is streaking, tiger zebra strips, floating, and flooding, etc., etc. Thank you, and thank you very much.